So we take a sample every day, twice a day. We monitor the sugar depletion, how the yeast is doing. And so we have our sample here, we have our hydrometer. And what we do is we measure it. This one, let it settle. Looks like it's about 10 degrees Brix. That's about 10% less sugar. So it's progressing along. The first few days it was too cold in here and it was a little bit sluggish, but the temperatures have warmed up outside. Turned on the heat. Got to keep the air evacuating so we're not going to build up too much CO2. So it's constant fresh air coming in. So if it's cold outside, it's going to stay cold in here too. So we're doing good so far. Every day I have to punch down the cap. The cap is formed from all the gases and the CO2 that is being expelled by the yeast. And it forms this tight cap on top. So all the skins and all the flavors on top, but if you don't mix it up, you're not going to get the optimal flavor infusion from the skins. So twice or 3 times a day, depending on my availability, I do this with this punch down tool. I also am measuring the redox potential. So here's my submersible redox probe. I'm not going to get into that right now. And then we have a temperature probe. So we're monitoring temperature, redox, and sugar, which is Brix. But here we're going to punch down, so this is what it looks like. So the wine is underneath, and the skins are sort of, see the cap is on top. Punch it down. You get these beautiful aromas, by the way. This smells like cherry jam at this point. It's still a little bit sweet, but there's alcohol in here now. It's about 60% complete. And we get a nice foaming and aromatics. You hear the ventilation system here because we are also monitoring the carbon dioxide expelling in. We have to keep a vacuum exhaust system constantly running to keep up with it because there's so much here. We don't want to asphyxiate ourselves. So that's the punch down. And the next time we'll see the pressing. So today it looks like the Petite Syrah is done, or at least almost done fermenting. It's down to 0 Brix. It's going to go a little bit negative. And we're separating the skins and the juice, and we're calling it this. The first part is to separate the juice, is the free run, and then we take the skins and later we'll press them up on the crush pad and get the rest of the wine out of there. So it's like every scoop. We've got 1,000 pounds here. We got to scoop out one at a time, and it's a manual process. So here we go. What I do is I have a scoop to get it, and then a sieve, and then it'll go into the separator pot, which also has a sieve, and then it pours into a bucket, and I separate the bucket from the skins, and then the bucket goes into a tank. So, but you just got to see the color on this Petite Syrah. It's amazing. So scoop out, bring it in here. And then we open this. Look at gorgeous, gorgeous wine. It looks awesome. We have a sieve siphoning the cap off and siphoning into a carbon, and then pumping directly into the carbon. Across the room to the tank. This is the new press that I just received. It does about 3 times the capacity of my other press, and it makes short work. And the other thing is it pivots to unload, where the other one I had to pull it out from the top. It's a lot of back work. But here I am loading it up with all the fermented skins. It's to get the final amount of wine out of the skins. So we load up the bladder press. It uses water, hydraulic bladder. Opens up from the, expands from the inside, goes against the steel cage, and then the wine will flow out. So I load this up. Like so. Okay, I'll go get one or two more of these. We'll fill it to the top and we'll cap it on. So we put the top on and then we add the water pressure. It fills the bladder inside and it will start squeezing the wine out. And we gather in buckets and we bring it down into the basement and add it to the tanks. So that press cycle is over and we're going to now remove some of the water, most of the water inside, and then we'll tip it. There's a release valve with the hose first. Once the pressure goes down a little bit, I can take the top off. It's completely engulfed with water right now. Okay. Close that for now. Right. We stick our arms in here and we try to get the cake down. This is what it looks like. Compressed grape pumice. Fairly dry, moist, not wet. All right, that's the end of pressing.